obligation to keep the public's business open and accessible to it. Okay, so now I think I come back. Yeah, so you see the icon at the top left. We are now on YouTube Live, and if anyone needs to access that, they can. Do you want this reported?
No, Your Honor, we don't need it reported.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and officially start, and then I'll check the courtroom one more time for Mr. Griffin.
Yes, Your Honor, this was a case that we filed on a dispossessory and declaratory action. We're alleging that March 6, 2009, the property was conveyed to my client by a virtue of a quitclaim deed. And on March 14th, 2013, the defendant executed an agreement for the deed, which is the contract that we attached. He agreed to purchase the property for $24,000. He did tender a down payment of $900, and he also entered into a promissory note. Under the agreement, Mr. Griffin agreed to pay us $24,200, and there were also 10% of interest with monthly installments. He defaulted on that on October 15th, 2018, which left a current balance of $5,652.71. We sent him the certified stating that he was in default and asked him to come into compliance. We've credited him the payments that he's made, and we're just seeking a judgment for the remaining. And we have e-filed a proposed order as to that correct balance.
Did the property, did you ever deed the property to Mr. Griffin?
I'm looking at that right now, Judge.
Okay.
Yes, I believe we did under the agreement for the deed, and that's attached as Exhibit 2.
Okay. So do we, what do we need to do with that deed?
Well, Judge, I think once the judgment is issued, then we'll, I think we would, our proposed order would do, I'm looking right now.
Because what you don't want to have to do is file a quiet title action. You tell me. I mean,
no, Judge. I think part of our proposed order is we are seeking a writ of possession for the property, and that was. It looks like we are seeking that proposed order.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Jessica wants to get in. Hang on. Our staff attorney's coming. Hey. Okay. Hey, Jessica, we have some questions.
Okay.
Did you get a proposed order from Mr. Green?
It would have been from Brian Hooper.
I don't think so.
So tell me what tell me what the order says.
Yes, Judge. What we're seeking is a writ of possession as to the property. And we did file this as a declaratory action. Sorry, Judge, I need to turn my Wi-Fi off. It's picking up. What I would propose is I could email Ms. Cummings a copy of our proposed order.
Okay.
And I could ask the attorney who drafted me a copy in Word format too.
Okay. Well, I don't want to do any work, Mr. Green. Here's what I want. Here's what I think we're saying that we want to do. So overall, what we want to accomplish is we want a default judgment, not a default, but we want a judgment against Mr. Griffin for the amount he owes on the note for the period of time he lived there and didn't pay. We want to, from the declaratory judgment standpoint, I'm not 1,000% sure I understand why that.
Judge, if I may, if you
Sure.
look at the filing on April 10th, 2020,
Okay, hang on. Wait. I don't have I have one on March 10th.
I see that there was one filed and it was cross-referenced as well as a proposed order on, it says it's dated April 10th, 2020, where it says proposed final judgment and order.
Maybe they didn't accept it. I don't know.
No,
I
there
don't
was no, there was 2 cases and we dismissed one of them and they filed it
right.
in the incorrect case.
That's
Okay.
right. I have it. Yes. And I noted that the court correctly did that. Judge, I tell you what, if the court would allow, you go ahead and finish because you were telling me.
Thank you. Okay, so I think what our overall goal here is to, I mean, I think the title to the property and perhaps the writ of possession are the most important issues. So if, as part of this deal, you deeded him the property on the basis of a rent to own contract, I'm not 1000% sure what happens there, but somehow that deed needs to be either set aside or declared invalid. It's, I mean, I can give you a judgment which you can then go record in the real property records. The problem is going to be what's happened if Mr. Griffin has deeded it to somebody else, if he's borrowed money on it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in terms of your client's liability and what they may be assuming in the meantime, I think you'd need a title search, wouldn't you?
And we will, Judge, I think that the proposed order outlines all of this.
Okay.
Even though it was incorrectly filed in the other case, if the court just wants to review the whether or not it would be satisfactory for us to refile that order in the correct current case, we can
don't
do that
file
as well.
anything. Tell me what the old number is.
The old number is 2019cv315315.
Okay, hang on. Okay, and naturally it is not cross-referenced. Okay, let's see what that one says. Okay, so
that order would be filed April the 10th.
okay, so I'm seeing that I guess this is Mr. Griffin filed a, was that us? So we
Dismissed this one for lack of service.
gotcha. Okay. Let's see what this one says. Okay, so this is, well, this would only be a default judgment on the basis that he did not appear today because he answered.
Well, now that's a good question. So is the court hearing this right now on the motion for summary judgment or on?
Motion for summary judgment because we're doing the case that's active, not the case that is inactive.
Okay, so I would, what I would obviously do is have us address that and just put it as a proposed final judgment order for the motion and not reference anything about being in default. So you are correct there, Judge.
So you're positive, and I haven't read I don't, whoa, that's quite a name I got.
I was going to say, we might want to change the Honorable Jane Warwick.
Wow. So, okay, any electrical may have had the property. I tell you what, counsel, why don't I get out of your business? Why don't you send me an order on summary judgment that you want me to sign? Whatever it does with the deed, I just encourage you to follow up on it as far as title is concerned, because I don't really know where this property is located, but okay, Diana Drive, 30315. That particular area is just plagued by incomplete titles, titles that have passed through unprobated estates. And I'll just tell you, I used to work for Atlanta Habitat for Humanity. The property lines are usually wrong. I mean, I just, that 30315, 30310, and 30312 are just plagued by bad records, bad old deed records. So please help us out and do whatever you can. I'm going to run to the courtroom real quickly and just make sure that Mr. Griffin has not come in. Hang on.
And I'll make sure they change your name, Judge. I'm sorry about that.
That was a new one. But you can email it to me.
I will. I have your email, obviously.
Okay.
Do you want it in Word?
Yeah, just to make sure there's not any other
You got it.
issues.
All right, Mr. Griffin did not appear, so if you could reflect that in the order too, because he did file an answer. And if you'll get that to Ms. Cummings, we'll take care of it.
Thank you, Judge. I got one with you tomorrow, so we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, you really? Cool. Okay, Jessica, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, well, I
Thanks
hope
again.
you have a good day. Jessica, I got to
You too,
run back
Judge.
in the courtroom. Gwen needs me.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we can talk.
I don't know. I'm tired.
You're gonna have to